I don't have anything hugely special tonight. It should be mostly just like production stuff. I want to get some of their bionics and whatnot done. I've got a couple of traders and shit, so I just gotta keep an eye on my mining crew. But yeah, was that in my humble? I'm guessing that's in my humble opinion. People who are here to watch you wait however long it takes for you to start, or if they don't have time to watch you but still want to stick around, they will say something in chat and lurk. Yeah, I kind of feel that way. I kind of feel like if somebody's here to kind of watch, like, generally speaking, I'm not expecting people that like maybe haven't seen me before to hang around. Like maybe somebody click in and be like, okay, well, I'll check back in like 20 minutes, or I'll check back in like later, you know, whenever they have the time and shit, right? I kind of expect that sort of stuff. I know I suspended these components, but I do want them to keep making shit. But yeah, I kind of do expect that like anybody that is in my community and is around and stuff kind of knows the deal. I have health conditions and shit like that, and yeah, like sometimes I'm late. I also have cats, so sometimes they do stuff and I'm late. Like, you know, occasionally they get sick or they use their box, and I'm like, I don't really want that to sit there for like 4 hours while I stream, you know? It's just simple stuff like that. But then, yeah, I don't know, like I said, I got health issues. My OCD is running high at the moment, so my hand washing is higher than usual. So yeah, if I take breaks or if I start stream and stuff like that, I take a bit longer to get set up because it just takes me a bit longer. You know? Imagine everyone coming here during a countdown timer and being like, oi, you start the stream now. No, seriously, I did have people doing that. I did actually have people doing that. I had people, like other streamers that knew I had Discords, and they'd send me a direct message on Discord and be like, hey, I'm about to raid you. Can you just start? And I'm like, no. I'm in the middle of getting dressed and making a coffee. And I want to go to the bathroom and pat my cats and get a drink, you know? So no. But yeah, no, for real. That's also part of why I have like literally don't direct message me as one of my rules and shit. Like it's not the reason why I have it, but I mean, it's not a far off reason why. It's one of them. I shouldn't have to worry about a roof over here, but just in case. But yeah, that's more like the early days of when I started streaming, back when I had a smaller community. I'm talking about like 150 followers kind of thing. Is like, yeah, I'd have other streamers and stuff like that, people that I've watched or people that have seen me in the channel and stuff like that and been like, hey, you have a really long like countdown timer. I'm like, yeah, I do. Because you know, I don't know about you, but like when you hit that go live button, I feel a surge of like overwhelming anxiety of like, have I got it on the right scene? Have I got the right timer? Have I got my microphone muted? Is the game being picked up? Have I done a go live notification? Have I done a message on Twitter? You know, have I muted my Discord? All these things. And then on top of that, I want to do basic human necessity stuff like get a drink and go to the bathroom and crap, you know? So are you trying to work on that one through him? Bloody hell, Parsons. But yeah, no, there's all sorts of shit that happens. And I don't get messages like that these days. And I think if somebody did try, I'd probably honestly just ban them. I'd be like, mate, I don't give a shit what your community is about. If you're going to be this fucking rude up front, like, I probably don't want to know them kind of thing. That's an extreme example. But like, yeah, no, it would be, after a little bit of experience, that would be extremely rude. But, you know, when you're a new streamer and you don't really have much of a concept of what is and isn't common practice and what is and isn't appropriate kind of interactions and stuff on this platform and stuff, you know, you kind of sit there a little bit susceptible to what people are going to do and be like, this is not something I anticipated because, like, why would anybody do that? Have some of my drink, hold on. Well, yikes forever. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't know. I feel like most of the impatient people, like I still do have one person in my community who is from that time that did used to do that stuff, but they don't bother rating me in amongst like the first, like the starting soon screen anymore, because they just don't turn up if they force a raid on me. Like literally they're just like, oh, they're live, you're live, let me just raid you. And yeah, I just go, yeah, no, I got raided. Like I have my headset on as I'm walking around while I'm getting ready and stuff most of the time, unless I'm doing a lot of long streams, in which case I don't, because my head hurts through those. Like in the Billathon, I couldn't have that on in the starting screen. But generally speaking, I normally do. So I normally hear shit go off when I'm like Elsa, which is why sometimes people have pulled like jump scares and all sorts of shit. And I'm like literally like on the toilet or like pouring myself a drink or something. And I'm just standing there with the most like fucking stunned expression. And my partner's just like, especially when I'm making like a drink or something, he's like, "You good?" And I'm like, somebody just like ripped something in my ears on stream, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it, because whatever I'm holding like one or two things or something like that, and I'm like, I couldn't adjust my headset volume and I had no visual concept that it was coming, so there was nothing I could do, you know. It's being checked by mods, has not been sent. Was it this time? I wonder. It's probably something fucking benign, knowing you, because like you never get flagged for anything like bad. It's always one of the benign words that like auto mod's holding on to, always. And yeah, no, I haven't got anything that suggests that you've sent a message through. So whatever it is, it must be one of the blocked words. So yeah, I can't help you with that one. I can't identify it. Don't even start on me with the impatient people. After a while scrolling through 1 minute YouTube shorts, I've seen so many comments where people ask the name of the show, and I'm guessing that it's like like linked, like literally like written in the title or some shit, right? The last 10 seconds of the 60 seconds are dedicated to telling the name of the show. So YouTube videos in general, however long a YouTube video is, you can expect it like the last like several minutes of any video is generally pretty desolate. Like for instance, I do mostly like 30-minute videos, right? And really only the first 8 to 10 minutes of my 30-minute videos gets watched by any people. Like sometimes people come back and they watch it later, but most of the time people like are done after about 10 minutes. But that is an average attention span for something that like you don't know the person, you've seen a little bit. It's kind of like you've clicked in and you've waited 10 minutes and you've seen enough kind of meme, you know. But then if you scale that down, so it keeps scaling down on all videos anyway, it doesn't matter how short they are. So if a video is 8 minutes long, you probably only had about like 3 to 4 minutes of that gets watched, maybe 7 if you're lucky, kind of thing, but never the full 8 minutes. Same thing with shorts. So shorts have to end literally as soon as possible, because the retention on a short is just, it's not there. So at one point I tried doing like 5-second shorts and stuff like that, where it literally only had the funny thing or the funny sound or whatever it was, because I knew that for the most part people just scroll past and stuff. And at least they'd get to see the thing, and I'd get like the most amount of like watch time on a short and stuff like that, which helps push it out, which is why I have a few shorts that are like 1,000+ views and stuff like that, because they're so short, there's a chance that they'll repeat and stuff. If they repeat, they get extra attention or whatever, and YouTube pushes them and shit, right? But essentially, like, because YouTube shorts can go up to 3 minutes and stuff now, and most people are preconditioned for like 1 minute or less. 30 seconds is probably the average or less. 20 seconds on like something that's a 30-second video. So yeah, most of the time people aren't going to watch, and people don't tend to watch all the way to the end. Whatever the important shit is, you put that crap at the front. This is why, like, at the start of the stream, like the very first video, if we're loading it, I normally tell you guys what's been happening and stuff like that, because like in the event that you're here and you hear it, that's great. But in the event you didn't catch it and you watch the VOD after the fact, like you're going to get that as soon as you click in to start like seeing it. So let's just say that somebody has never seen me before, clicks on me, follows me, and then comes back to watch my video later. In the first like 10 or so minutes, they should get roughly a recap of what the fuck's going on with my colony and why I have like this situation going on and stuff. Obviously I don't do that every stream, but like that's kind of the idea. So both saying it out loud, writing them in giant font. Like, come on, do people have no patience at all? And the attention span, like, what's it? Can they like, I don't know, don't be Dory from Nemo. Look, the attention span thing. So I was literally watching a few different streamers over like the last few days, and there's a few people where I watched them go, like they were playing a game, multiple different categories here, and I watched them play, run to somewhere, fight something, log out, log into somebody else's game, do something else for 2 seconds, log into some other game, log into some other character that like they wanted to teleport and do the thing that they wanted to do with that character now. And I'm like, holy fuck, I have no clue what the fuck this person is doing. At no point they've said what the hell they're doing. And on top of that, they literally had a fucking stroke about how fucking slow one of the maps were. Not the game. They had a beef with the fact that people were not moving fast enough or were not portaling around or doing stuff. I also saw it with a few different RimWorlds and stuff where somebody logged in and they started playing one RimWorld, and then something happened in chat and they hopped over to a different RimWorld, and then something else happened in that game which triggered something else, so then they had to log into a different fucking RimWorld. And I'm like, I literally don't know what the fuck's going on or why this person has like 3 different games in the span of 5 minutes. But good for them. Obviously, I'm not the right demographic because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I feel like I need a manual to keep up with this shit. Where are you going, Laws? I know you're off an insulting spree. I thought you were maybe going to break something. But yeah, anyway. You want to speak about attention span. I think that says like a lot about it when like you move a mile a minute and the game isn't fast enough for you, kind of thing. This is something I was talking about with some of my games, that I don't like going into like a lot of the more modern play styles of gaming. Like I like a lot of really slower play stuff. I actually very recently had a fellow streamer. I was lurking in their stream and they actually ripped on me for how slow my game is. And they didn't know that I was lurking, I don't think. And I happened to pop up out of the shadows and I'm like, oh yeah. You know, and yeah, they were just ripping on how slow the game is. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a problem with this. Like, I understand after watching a fair few like RimWorlders that this is like probably like pulling teeth for many of them, because like everybody's playing on like ultra fast forward with modded fast forward and like supersonic fucking warp syndrome walking, and everybody's got bionic legs, so everybody's basically like teleporting all over the fucking screen. And you know, you might as well just be sitting here with like, I don't know, like a twitching eye trying to keep up with it and stuff. And I'm not saying like the usual speed of the game. I'm just talking about like people that have got it so fucking fast enhanced that like mine is essentially like nothing, like a crawl to them kind of thing. And I'm just like, it's cool if you want to play with a set speed, and it's cool if my game's not like, you know, your pace and stuff, but there ain't no need to be ripping on like another creator and stuff for it. I know I literally like just was talking about how like with there was a few people I was watching and stuff, but I'm not naming fucking names, you know? There's a little bit of difference in like identifying that there's like stuff that people do and stuff that people enjoy, and then there's literally slandering names, you know? And yeah, if I can avoid it, I try not to like mention names if like, because like they enjoy how they play it, you know? That's how I see it, you know? I may not enjoy it, but it's not for me, you know? Look at your streaming software and tell me if you got drop frames. I probably do. I wouldn't be surprised. Streamlabs has a stroke most of the time because it doesn't want to... Pretty much, since I got Streamlabs, like, Twitch Studio was pretty good, to be fair. And Twitch Studio kind of like would play my avatar properly without the janky kind of like cut around her kind of thing, and the game would run smoothly. And yeah, I didn't, as much as I had like the shit internet at the time, so the internet would actually physically drop out every so often. The actual streaming software ran pretty good. Whereas now, I can't really do too much about it. I don't know what it is with Streamlabs. I have thoughts about it, but I don't have the energy for it at the moment. But as for RimWorld itself, like I have 266 people, and I think I've got some rice and shit out on the ground as well. I have more animals at the moment too. I haven't done a count recently, but we do have quite a lot of animals because our chickens are finally up to spec. I don't know, they ate the rice, or they brought it in, one of the two. Here we go. Whereabouts? That's actually not a bad spot, actually. There's nobody really above you guys. If I could get you guys just to move down. Is everyone being stuttery after what you've done to it? I mean, it could just be the fact that I have 266 people. Like, you know, beforehand we had 260. I know originally we had a little bit of issues the first time we got up to 260 people, but I also had a lot of animals. I had a lot of food, so yeah. I don't have as much food. I do have a lot of crops, and I do have a lot of animals. I just get you guys away from up here. What I might do is actually move you guys over, because you guys are all just here, so I might as well move this out of the way. This group up the top will come up around, so I should probably save this as a raid before this shit happens. There. What's the second one there? Alright. Never use Streamlabs. I use Twitch Studio and OBS, and OBS was definitely my favorite from a nerdy programmer point of view, but Twitch Studio was offering much more limited flexibility, was way easier and more intuitive to use. I found that Twitch Studio was like so much more usable than Streamlabs was, because like, you know, when I did the Coffin of Annie and Lele streams, I had like my character rotated up in the top corner and shit. I can't rotate my character like that in this. Like, if I want to consider rotating her, I have to rotate the actual avatar image in my avatar program and stuff. Yeah, so like stuff like that. Mate, you lot in here, I don't know why you guys are all on break. But yeah, anyway, I quite liked what Twitch Studio let me do. It was pretty good. Plus, I really liked the fact that it really smoothly picked up my avatar. When I changed over to Streamlabs, my avatar became so fucking janky, you know? Here we go. Alright, Stanley might be in a bad spot, mate. Brick, maybe just stand there for a hot second. You lot just stand there, because you lot are going to get attacked here. Once you guys kind of go low. Vaso, Nomi, Ginseng, you guys are all in kind of a really bad spot right here. I want you guys to move back. Just go there as much as you can, and maybe go back around the corner, Ginseng. I kind of wouldn't mind the animals getting in on this. I just don't like what Naomi's doing. Viper's died. Mate. Fucking Viper. Yeah, anyway. I found that OBS for me was overwhelming when I originally saw it. I also had output issues with OBS specifically. It would record every minor sound. I couldn't get it to like noise gate and stuff like that. I couldn't get it to do any kind of like dampening of surround sounding sort of sounds and stuff like that, because like I have Phoenix that often is screaming in the background and stuff like that, right? So like, yeah, laws might go down there on their own, but yeah, I wanted to like tune out Phoenix in the background. I didn't want to do any like microphone breathing or anything like that. And Naomi and Vincent and stuff, you guys are in a really fucking bad spot. Can you guys go back down here, maybe? It would pick up the... Who's down? Purple. Really? Oh, that's the old dude, Purple. Mate, can you just rescue Purple? Okay. I think Purple should be fine. 12 hours. Yeah, that'd be right. Alright. So I want everybody except for you. Ugh, everybody except for you, mate. Can basically unattend. There you go. Yeah, so anyway, I fucking when I was setting up the OBS thing, it kept trying to capture at a really stupid size, but then it was outputting really shit too. Like, Nick and I both had like a fuck around with it. The only other problem we had too was it recorded a huge file size. So when I went to edit my stuff, it would repeatedly crash the program that I use for editing, because obviously it runs a bit differently than like Twitch Studio and shit. So I had like storage issues, I had fucking quality issues, I had sound quality issues, I had output issues, fucking editing issues. It was just a fucking nightmare. And on top of that, there was so much initially to learn about it. But obviously, like, since then, I've learned a lot about like Streamlabs and stuff. And it's okay, like, I could kind of get the gist of the other one, but I still can't get fucking OBS to do its thing when it's streaming. It's fine when I'm recording. It's not fine when I'm fucking streaming. And I know that there's different settings and shit, but they're the same fucking settings. And like, it's, yeah, I just don't fucking know what the hell's wrong with it. I've tried like uninstalling it, starting from fresh. I've tried like several different tutorials for it. It just annoys me. So at this time, like, unless I seriously have to use it, I don't want to have to use it. But I also know that when I get the Live 2D avatar and have that all set up and stuff, then I might have some like issues running certain games with that. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to go and stuff, you know. Shake your camera around for like 2 seconds continuously to figure out the game issue or capture issue. I don't think that would solve it. It would really only like solve it if I was on like a different screen to like determine if it was this or if it was like Streamlabs and stuff. Because usually like if I click on Streamlabs for a hot second, shit gets better momentarily, like now, but then I stop moving. So then I start moving around and stuff, and it goes back to it eventually. But yeah, I get it every so often while I'm streaming. I also get a quality drop when I play PUBG as well. So sometimes when I'm playing PUBG, I've noticed that my recordings are like hazy as shit. And then some days it's just fucking crystal clear, and I'm like, what the hell? I remember actually seeing one of my crystal clear PUBG ones, and I'm like, what the fuck? And all I could think of was that I had a little bit of better internet fucking capacity that day. And I'm like, there's no way that that's the thing that's doing it. Like, I don't honestly believe that's the thing that's doing it, but who fucking knows? Like, I don't know with Twitch, because like literally just before I upgraded my internet, just having like extra fucking browser window open was enough to dump out my fucking audio. And I don't know how the shit that works. Like, I come from like fucking computer background, right? But it makes no sense to me how streaming can drop audio if I open a browser. Like, okay, it would make sense if the game just suddenly lost audio. I'm talking about like I lose all audio, microphone and shit, right? So like there's nothing I've got set up that like loses that if I click off something, because like I click off the game all the time. Different games and stuff, like windowed, like, yeah. But it does it every so often intermittently. This is why I like generally watch my VODs back to like see if I can spot a part that's like having an issue. But yeah, nothing I could do about it. Nothing I could do yet with my level of like experience with streaming and stuff as yet. Maybe later I can kind of get better with it and shit, you know. You got anesthetic. You must have got... That's right, you had an arm I was trying to install and we failed. I don't have a spare arm yet. That was where my upside down lurking idea came from. Yeah. From you sitting in the top left corner, peeking over the corner of the screen. I still like that, like... Because I had like a what do you call it, like a horrid expression on for those streams. It was great and stuff. Like, I still have it and shit, but like I can't do it with this. Like, if I was to flick over to that scene, if it was to capture this game in that particular moment, because I don't have it set up for that, but if it was to pick up and like output and stuff, I would just be sitting up in the top corner. Like, it wouldn't show me rotated. Twitch Studio allowed me to do any level of rotation on anything. You can even flip your text thingies like in reverse and all sorts of shit. Whereas Streamlabs is restricted to, you can have 90-degree rotations like forwards or backwards and stuff, or flip and stuff, but you can't have it on like a percentage rotated. You also are locked to everything being square as well. So like whatever the shape is, like let's say it's my avatar and she's not square, she's a rectangle shaped, right? So if I try to resize her, she'll resize as like squared to it kind of thing. So she'll go up and she'll go wider at the same time. Instead of beforehand, if I wanted to, I could make her look like super stretched out and have some fun with her and shit. But I could do that with like other images and do it for like a purpose and make fun with it, you know. But yeah, I can't do that shit with this, which is a little bit frustrating. EBS takes some time to set up, but once you set it up, you basically never have to do anything again. It'll just work on its own. You can add anything to it after without fear of anything you've already set up breaking. Unless there's an update dropping. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, unless you get like an update and then you have like audio issues or scene issues or literally like streaming output issues and stuff, I shouldn't have to worry about this because they're about to leave here. I want to send you guys over to this spot here because I heard a whole heap of people had issues with, I know I want those, when OBS did its update pretty recently, and I was sitting there like, I'm thankful that I wasn't using it myself. But, you know, from any general streamer's perspective, that's like a nightmare because it's like, you know, you're not just troubleshooting whatever you got to set up to go live. You're also troubleshooting whatever the fuck else the program's decided to do with an update and stuff. Hey, Bubba, welcome in. How you doing, Boop the cute streamer? No, thank you, Bubba. Because, like, the other thing, too, is I change a lot of stuff around. Like, you guys will notice, like, I move around a fair bit and stuff between different games, but I also have, like, a lot of different shit that I can, like, I don't know, Christmas time enable and, like, during, like, the events and stuff enable and stuff. Like, I want to also sit down and clean up my Streamlabs at some point during the year so I can see if I can take some of the, like the weight of the program out of it, because I think it's how I've got it set up, like how I had to set it up just to make do. Because when I got Streamlabs, I had 2 weeks notice from Twitch to get the fuck out of Twitch Studio while I was doing something else. Like, it was just, hey, this isn't going to be available anymore, and maybe get the fuck out of the program kind of thing. And I was like, I'm not taking any chances with that because I'm pretty sure they won't disable it, but just in case they do, I don't want to be left high and dry and setting up all this stuff. So I remember spending all this extra time like setting up Streamlabs in between like my regular streaming and stuff. And eventually I had it all ready to go, and I did a few trial runs, and then I started moving over to it consistently, like during that time frame. It gave me time to start streaming on it. There was a couple of other people I knew that did not. They were kind of like, oh, if it's probably going to still run after the fact. And yeah, no, after about a month, Twitch just disabled it permanently, so you couldn't even open it to see like the scenes and the layout and stuff you had and stuff. So there was a lot of people that were kind of like turned away from